All right, guys, we back, man. You see I got my headphones on like we in the virtual studio. Hey, real quick, man. I just watched my boy. He went live. I ain't gonna say his name. If you know, you know. He's actually getting ready to sell his truck and get out of the trucking business, man. He is maybe the fourth or fifth person that I know, one of my good friends, that is getting out of trucking, man. They're selling their truck. They canceling their authority. They're getting out the game, man. Hey, real quick, man. Is 2023 becoming the worst year in the history of trucking? Is it becoming the worst year in trucking, or am I tripping? I can't believe this shit, man. But let me explain something to y'all, man. Let me say it like this. We outside the truck. We in real raw form. I ain't editing this. I'm just gonna speak my mind. Hey, man, 2023 is so bad, and we don't know it. It makes it even that more bad. Like, you're literally taking loads to break even with gas. You barely. I seen one owner op. He said he paid himself. Bro, we midway through August. He's only paid himself $20,000 this year, man. Ain't no way your truck grows 95,000 through August as an owner op, and you only paid yourself 20,000. You below the poverty line, man. Hearing stuff like that just really puts in perspective how messed up the economy is right now. Biden on the TV line, you know I don't get into politics, but he on there talking about, oh, this is the best economy. They won't say the word recession because we got a big election year coming up next year. Yada, yada, yada. But, bro, it's no way that this year isn't the worst year in history. Hold on, this car right here, I don't know what they got going on. You know, you got to watch cars in Louisiana. So it's like, you got to understand, it's only going to get worse, man. Like, it's real bad to the point where people having to run through their savings. They got to take out loans to pay on other loans. People can't enjoy life right now. Like, they barely have enough for groceries right now. And I think it's a false narrative being put out on the economy, because a lot of companies are having record number profits because they're back to 2019 numbers with 2023 inflation on top. On top of, they're trying to cut rates while still moving record number product. Like, you're trying to cut rates to drive down inflation, but while you guys are still getting paid bonuses, how come you guys are not bringing down that bonuses with your drivers? Then you see companies like UPS, every driver they have is going to get paid over six figures. Now, how are they going to sustain that? How are they going to sustain that for X amount of years when inflation comes back down and people ain't going to be using UPS to ship because it's too expensive and they're going to run to the post office? How is that going to sustain, man? You just watched a 100-year-old company go down the drain overnight. They pissed off $700 million, don't know where it went, whatever. They bought Bentleys and G-Wagons. Like, certain mega carriers are losing their foothold in the market because the rates are so slashed, people are just jumping ship. They don't have any more leased-on drivers. Then you got companies like Prime. They just cut 400 trucks out of the fleet. When people leave, they're not replacing those drivers as fast. So out of their 8,600 trucks, they had 9,000. They just cut 400. And then you see Swift not letting the drivers take the truck home now. What is that? Oh, they're trying to cut back on costs. You can't take the truck home now. So how does that work? What are you doing? How does that work? It's bad, man. I think 2023 is going to really show who had their money saved and who is a slave to the hustle. When you got to stay out 2-3 months to make ends meet, man, dude, that ain't living, man. I don't care how much money involved. I do not care. Like, again, you got company drivers making 80, 90 a year. That's more than the owner op in today's economy is taking home at the end of the year. A company driver in 2023 is making more than an owner op. Yes, listen to me. A company driver in 2023 is making more than an owner op right now. How is that possible? I just told you. Inflation, repairs, these shops are getting over on owner ops. They have a backlog on trying to get parts. The insurance is a scam. You know, like how are you supposed to survive when you got to pay tolls, insurance and repairs, but they don't want to go up on the rates? Like, it has to be a minimum across the board. That's why we need somebody in office that can work this out. You need to have a minimum across the board where you can make a decent living when you're being a backbone of America's freight economy and how this country's moving. It's based off of trucks. Even if it's coming on a train or by ship, at the end of the day, it still got to go on a truck. So why are we getting a short end of the stick, man? You know, I don't mean to rant like this or what, but I just had to just get straight to the point. I ain't do no editing. I ain't doing no intro, man. I got to answer this question, man. I think when COVID hit, people were so blindsided by the money that they thought was free coming everywhere. Nobody could see the other end of the fence. I seen the end of the fence. Some of my friends that got these trucks, I told them don't go buy the truck. I told them, look, depending on where you live at, it's not a good idea to do it. They didn't want to listen. Now look, you know, and I'm not saying that to throw it in their face, but I'm just telling y'all some real shit. Do you know, as of August 2023, over 9,000 authorities got canceled? That's insane. 9,000 authorities. That's at least 9,000 trucks or more of owner ops canceling their authority. So if all them people are getting out and it's still bad rates, that means some more people have to be casualties for it to level back off. Because if you got a surplus of trucks and some idiot that's going to take cheap freight, we'll never get the rates back, right? So same thing with company drivers. You got company drivers letting Swift and Warner get over on them for peanuts a mile. Why is they going to want to pay you XYZ? Okay, you know, so people are getting in their own way by trying to be desperate and fear of missing out of a load. They're going to take some shit that's just going to break even just so they can get home with it. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And there's a lot of stupid truck drivers out here, but I'm not saying all, but it's a lot. And we have to have more casualties to get ahead. We got to cut off a few more fingers to save the hand. So we got 4 fingers right now. We got to cut off probably 2 more. Hold on. Probably 2 more fingers to save the rest of our hand. So it's that bad, man, to the point where we got to have more casualties. You know, like me, where I live at, I'm blessed to say I slowed down a little bit, but my money's pretty much staying consistent for now. I haven't had to really slow up all year. Everybody around me dropping like flies, but where I'm at in the Gulf Coast between Houston and Pensacola and Atlanta and Alabama, New Orleans and Biloxi and whatnot, I haven't had to slow up. So I'm not in that boat with a lot of other people. But I will tell you this. I'm cautious and I save my money and I invest. I got other stuff going on. Just like I've been trying to tell y'all, save, save, save. Cats don't want to save. So with that being said, I'm not here to discourage y'all or scare y'all, but it's going to be some more casualties. It may be me, it may be you on the other side of this video. But I'm going to go more in depth with this tomorrow when I do tomorrow's video, but I just had to drop this right quick before I racked out. And man, don't think you see what you see on YouTube, everybody doing good, because everybody's struggling in their own way, man. So be safe, man. Y'all please save y'all money. And the Travel Truck will see you on the next one. Peace.